everyone, this is Rachel. Thanks for clicking on the video. And I wanted to come back and do a little something different. I wanted to look at some troubled celebrity tea. The first one up is Chris Brown. I've been seeing all these pictures of Chris Brown here lately, and this young man is in trouble. There are all these stories about him, on these drug-filled rants, and that he's cornering managers and publicists, and they're jumping off his bus because they're afraid, because they're claiming that he is high on drugs, and that, basically Chris is raging. Now, I'm not going to say that I'm into Chris Brown's music. I'm a little bit older, but I am aware of him. And I just believe that this young man is in trouble. And, we build these celebrities up, and they start at such a young age where they're not capable of adjusting to this sudden fame. And I believe the fame goes to their head, and they start to believe that they are gods in their own heads. They believe their own PR, that they're the greatest, and that nothing can touch them. I remember once I watched an interview with Denzel Washington, and they asked Denzel how did he handle his fame. And this is right after Malcolm X. And something Denzel Washington said stuck with me. And I wish that some of these stars today, these young celebrities, would just listen to that statement and understand what Denzel Washington meant by it. He said that if you look at this celebrity, this fame that you have, as a job, and only a job, where you go in, you make your money, and then you go home with that money and take care of your family and live your life, but only look at it as a means to an end, to live the lifestyle that you want to live, and you don't get caught up in your own fame, your own press, believing yourself that you are this mega star shot from the heavens. And I think that that's what happens to some of these young stars. And you can't help but feel sorry for him. You can't help but to pray for this young man, that there's someone in his life that is telling him, Chris, take a look at what you're doing. What is going on, man? Get yourself together. You're about to throw away your career or end up dead. We have stars dying every other week, every other month, from prescription drugs or, street drugs. And, when we find out what was going on behind the scenes after they're gone, they have so much, in their lives that is tormenting them. They forget to live as just human beings. They're trying to live up to this image that we, as the public, as their fans, this pedestal that we put them on. And at the end of the day, they are just mere mortals like us. They can sing, they may be able to act, they may be a great athlete, but at the end of the day, they're just human like us. I just pray for Chris Brown. I hope this boy gets himself together and he doesn't go the way of some of these other stars. This is just really sad. Really sad. The next one up is Stacie Dash. This is another troubled person. What I get from Stacie Dash is that while she was a beautiful woman, and she still is a very attractive woman, But this girl has been through all kinds of shit in her life. I read an interview that she did, I believe, with People, where she says that she was molested as a child, that she was in a very abusive relationship, that she went through a period where she was hooked on drugs really bad, all the way into her early 20s. Now today we have this Stacie Dash that you don't really understand where she's coming from, where this self-hate of her own race and getting with those folks over at Fox News and putting down everything that is black, um, siding on issues with the likes of Donald Trump, and just really, really basically talking out of her head about things. When you see a woman that is beautiful, that for all intents and purposes, this is a cute woman, and they're so troubled, and they have these disastrous relationships, and they don't ever seem to be able to find happiness anywhere. You wonder, is that beauty worth it, when you can't, I guess, keep men in your life that you love. You seem to run them away, or you're in these relationships that you keep repeating. And that's a lot of women. It's not just I'm picking on her as a woman that, was considered beautiful. But what I'm saying is, you have this fame, you have this beauty, you have money, for all intents and purposes. You should have the life that the average woman only dreams of. But we see you on television spewing such hatred and just, being off your rocker. And you wonder what happened. Are you with someone now that you love? Or is it that you still haven't found that relationship that makes you happy, that makes you become self-reflective and ask yourself, Stacie, what the hell are you doing? Why are you on television condemning your own race? I mean, who does that? You know, I could see having your opinions publicly, but to get on a platform like Fox News, the most racist people on television, and be their spokesperson, speak up for the bullshit that Donald Trump spews every day, and then go home and look in the mirror and you be all right with your black self, and you're raising children. Well, she has a 25-year-old son and I believe a young daughter. And what do you tell them? You know, what what are your parenting skills like? How did her children turn out? I would be interested to know what type of life they've had, because this girl is confused. Um, I'm not saying that, she's certifiably insane, but she definitely has some issues that she might want to go and sit and talk to someone. Because when you have self-hatred, you need to sit with someone and find the root of it, and then work on getting yourself together so you can live a happier life. I just see a woman that is filled with a lot of pain, hate, and a little bit insane, and that she's also being allowing herself to be manipulated by Fox News. And you would think that this girl would be smarter than that. But there was one of her co-stars, I can't think of his name right now, and he said that I think they were doing the movie Clueless, and he mentioned that she was a little quirky even back then. Well, it's been a long time since she was that young girl doing Clueless. It's time for her to recognize that she might have some issues that she needs help with and go somewhere and get some help. Because right now she's coming off as a complete, and I'm just going to keep it real, a stupid bitch. And the last one on my little list of trouble stars is Kanye West. Now, in Kanye's case, I don't want to pick an individual incident. I think Kanye is also troubled. I believe that when his mother was still alive, he was better. He was very, very self-assured and arrogant, but I believe that when his mother was alive, she kept him grounded. You always go home and your mom, despite what fame you have, she brings you back down and tells you, hey, I don't care, what you are outside that front door, but in here, I'm still your mother and you're my son and you're not a star in here. And I believe that kept Kanye, even though he was self-absorbed and he thought he was the greatest rapper and he was a bit arrogant. I believe that kept him grounded. But I think that after his mother died, I think that whatever demons that Kanye had, they came bubbling to the top and there was no one there to check it. And I also believe that Kanye is very, very sad at the loss of his mother. I know my mother was telling me about an interview that she saw that Kanye did. My mother doesn't even know who Kanye is, but she said she felt sorry for him. And, I was telling her, oh no, he's arrogant and, he goes around doing this, that, and the other. And my mother goes on to tell me how Kanye blamed himself for his mother's death. And my mother said that the person that was interviewing him, said, well, Kanye, you do know that you're not responsible for what happened to your mother. And my mother said that Kanye said that he believed that it was his fame and because he was able to give her the money to go have anything done that she wanted to have done, that took her out of here. He said that he believed that if he didn't have that money and, they were just living a normal life, both having, just normal everyday jobs, that his mother would be alive today. And my mother came away from the interview, not knowing who he was. She's almost 70, so she has no idea who a Kanye West is. But she came away feeling sorry for him. And it made me look at Kanye West a little different. He's arrogant, we all know that, but he's still a person. And I think he's also someone that is in need of just sitting down talking to someone. I believe that, before his mother died, he had his little demons. Like some of these rappers, they're arrogant. It's part of being, a rapper. You got to show this arrogance and machismo. You got to just be the man. But after his mother died, I believe that it pushed Kanye over the edge. And that's why we have the Kanye of today. Now, I am not making excuses for any of these three, but sometimes, when that news story goes off or that gossip show, ends a story about them, I just stop and say, you know what? They're just people with problems just like we have. The difference between us and them, is they have this fame. They have that money. They have at their disposal, the ability to buy, do, go, be wherever or whoever they want to be. But with all that money and quote unquote success, they don't seem to be happy. And they're self-destructing. And it's sad to watch. You know, I'm not saying that, I wouldn't want to have, enough money to do the majority of the things that I would like to do. But I don't think I would want to have a level where there's nothing that I could ever want for. Because I think when you get to that level where you don't have anything, any challenges, anything that, you can't ask someone to go get for you, do for you, and they're at your beck and call. I think when you get to that level that you forget what it feels like to simply be human, just be an everyday person. This is something that Michael Jackson used to talk about, that I believe that it makes them weird. I truly believe that that level of success, you know, actually makes them these weird people that we see on TV. Makes them, like in Chris Brown's case, start to dabble in drugs and slowly self-destruct. I don't care about, and I know this might sound bad. The reason why I focused on 3 black people, I'm black. And not that I don't care about any of these other young people. I pray and wish them well too. But I want to pray for these people, even crazy ass Stacie Dash. The girl needs some psychiatric help because she has some self-hate that is epic. Kanye West needs some help because I believe Kanye West is very, very sad. And we all know Chris Brown, if he's on drugs, that could lead to this boy's death. I mean, look at all these people we have lost in the last 3, 4, 5 years. Whitney, Prince, just thinking the caliber of people that we've lost to drugs or just being unhappy. I believe Whitney Houston's daughter died just of unhappiness. After her mother died, that girl couldn't find a happy place on this earth. She drugged herself and got attached to that fool that she was dating, her brother lover, and that shit took that baby out of here. So, like I said, I'm not excusing them, but I'm just saying that they are human. And with that, I thank you for watching my video. You guys have a great evening, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye now.